Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox and I'm coming to you today with the very first review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 4. Is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4, might be 5. Anyway, you guys, it's going to be a long video because, you know, I normally do character analysis for the first episode, but you know what, the show's been on so long and I think we all know all of their characters. So we just going to just kind of go through each one. But it's a bunch of them, so you know we gotta one by one talk about a little bit about everybody. So y'all just sit back and relax and y'all dig in because it's gonna be a long one. Let's get to it, shall we? Kim is back and she is pregnant. I mean, she is like really pregnant, like the full-on big stomach. You know, she hooked up with the 25-year-old football player Croy. What's his last name? Croy somebody or the other. Plays for the Atlanta Falcons. She is with him. She's evidently dropped Big Papa. Didn't drop the Big Papa gifts though, because looked like all of the furniture that Big Papa afforded her is going to be moved into their new house. And I'm wondering how Corey feels about that. It's like, you okay with all of that? Well, I mean, I guess it's not that big a deal, but still. Anyway, she's still with Sweetie. And did y'all notice that Sweetie has upgraded? Because last season Sweetie looked like somebody that just continuously shopped at 579 in the swap meet and maybe a little tinge of rave. Sweetie took them damn fucked up individuals out and she then got herself some Indian hair and she got her a weave and even put some makeup on. So yeah, but you know, we're gonna see what goes on with this whole Sweetie thing. That, you know, that whole how she treated Sweetie at the end of last season really left a bad taste in my mouth for Kim. The way she treated Sweetie was really sad, and it was even sadder that Sweetie didn't never take up for herself and that Nene had to go there and everybody else had to go there with Kim over the way that she treats Sweetie. But you know what, Sweetie getting a check. Sweetie was like, damn it, if you want to call me and be yelling at me all the time, then I'm fine with it. So Sweetie fine with it, I'm fine with it. But yeah, that's it for Kim. Kim has a wig, and I just don't understand why that child just don't go get herself a nicer wig or just get a weave. Like, I think I've seen a picture of her when she had went gay for that little bit of time and she took pictures with the little gay woman. She didn't have her wig in, and her hair is thinner, of course. It's not as full and voluptuous as a weave, or as her wig, but it didn't look that bad. I just don't know why she insists on wearing that wig. That wig ages her. It makes her look older. She keep on telling us that she's 32, 33, and I'm like, nah, baby, you dead on 40. You dead on 40. I know that we be trying to stay loyal to our hairstylist, you know, and she's still with Derek J. I guess Derek makes her wigs for her or something like that, and I understand we be trying to stick with, like, my weave. I have a weave girl, and that's who I go to for my weaves. I have a short hair girl, and when my hair is out and regular, that's who I go to do my own hair. And they do it exactly like I need it to be done, and it don't be no problems. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be spending my money on somebody and I be getting home and looking at my hair after they finish and I'll be like, this shit is all fucked up. I wish Kim would do something about her hair. I think it would make her look so much younger, and I'm waiting for somebody to tell her that. Candy is still doing her internet show. I think it's called Candy Coated something or the other, and her show basically is about sex. And Candy reminds me a lot of me because I like to talk about sex, even though I don't really talk about sex to you guys. Every now and then, if y'all go look at some of my It's Real with This Rocks videos, but for the most part I haven't gotten too deep off into the whole sex talk. But yeah, I like Candy. She reminds me of myself in that respect. She is about to start an adult toy line. So her and Sheree and Phaedra go out and go to some vendor that makes adult toys, and the vendor is like, really, the place is like really nice, and you know, you can tell that it's expensive. I mean, the damn toys look like ergonomically correct. I'm thinking, like, who wants their toy to look like that? I want some old raunchy shit. Hell, you don't even need to spend that much money on adult toys. One of these days, I'm gonna show you guys how you can make the shit happen with just like a pencil and a you know, one of them egg top erasers that you put on. That's all you need. Okay, that's a little too much. You know, they're at the store and they're trying out all the different things. And you know, Phaedra volunteers to try out this pillow that was going to be perfect for positioning for doggy style. And you know, she's on it and she's turning around, and I'm thinking like, who gonna like that pillow more, her or Apollo? Candy went on ahead and jumped on the bandwagon that we've all got on, and you know, Candy went and got herself a weave. And I have always liked Candy's short hair. I thought it was, you know, it was cute, but you know, she's on the show and everybody's got all this long, glamorous, flowing hair, and I guess she finally kind of succumbed to the pressure and went on and got herself a weave, and it looks nice. I thought Candy looked good. I always have liked Candy. I've had actually a couple of interactions with Candy here in Atlanta, and I don't know her personally or nothing like that, but we've been in the same places at the same times, and I've actually talked to her, and you know, she was just cool, just regular, just normal, just average, you know, no putting on airs. You know, she's been successful enough, and you know, she doesn't do too much. I just like Candy. Cynthia wants to start a modeling school, so she enlists Miss J from America's Next Top Model to come to Atlanta and help her pick out some of her new clients, I guess. So Miss J comes, and you know, that Miss J is something horrible. I just be looking at him like, y'all ever wonder why you don't never see Miss J and Cecily Tyson in the same room at the same time? After Cynthia sits and tells him all her ideas about this modeling school and everything, you guys know that she's a model, and he agrees to go and meet with the girls that come. The girls that all come, they have them walk down the runway. And you know, Miss J is telling everybody about the different walks. You know, you got the sweet little white girl walk, and then you got the fierce black girl walk, and I personally missed the church fashion show walk. That's the walk that takes exactly 28 minutes to get down the aisle, because you on the runway and you got to turn around, pose, high five the deacons on the way down there, pose, get down to the end of the runway and laugh with the whole alto section that's sitting at the end of the runway, pose, do two little real fast dances, pose. Y'all know how they do at the church fashion show. Cynthia's excited that her school is gonna be it, and I hope her school does well. She was just like, oh, Miss J came, and that's how I know that my school is gonna be it. And I was like, honey, Miss J came because Miss J want to be on TV. Cynthia looked nice. You know, Cynthia has a tendency, she got real strong features, like everything is real chiseled and wide, and you know, last season it was real touch and go with Cynthia. You know, she tried the Grace Jones blowout, you know, when homeboy proposed to her, and I was like, girl, that is not it. Then she tried the head wrap from Miss Pretty's Beauty Town in the corner mall. Remember that head wrap that she used to wear that come around like this? It was like a turban, and I was like, girl, if you don't take that shit off your head. This season she got it right, and yeah, her hair looked nice. She looked put together, and I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad at her at all. Now, I love Phaedra. I started out last season not liking Phaedra, because if there is one thing that you guys should know about me by now, is I cannot stand a snob. I cannot stomach somebody who thinks that they are better than somebody just because of the money that they have. To me, they have absolutely nothing to do with it. I know plenty of folks that have money who are assholes. So I just don't like snobs. And when I first saw Phaedra and how she was going on and on about being the elite of Atlanta, and you know, she was highfalutin and all of the things that she does, and you know, I just was just like, I was not going to be able to tolerate Phaedra. As the season went on, and I realized that Phaedra just got all these little intricacies that make her different than everybody else, and that she probably didn't feel like she was better than everybody else. She just felt like she was up here, and she ain't worried about nobody else down there. And Phaedra does have money. I mean, she is a lawyer, and you can look at Phaedra and tell she has money. When she started on the show last time, I was like, oh, it's one of these new money niggas that, you know, really get on your nerves, because they think because they just got some money last week that all of a sudden they made it. I like Phaedra. She's just quirky and different, and I just think that I can appreciate her, and just the way she is. She's just crazy. We knew she was lying about that baby and all that stuff. You know, fact of the matter is, you got pregnant before you got married. You didn't want your mama to know. That's it. Phaedra this season looks like she wants to get into the whole funeral home business, and it's weird. You know, that's what makes Phaedra Phaedra. She just likes to get off into all these little strange other oddities. You know, in the part of the show when she went to go, she was in charge of getting her great aunt buried and all of that stuff. So when they're at the funeral home and, you know, they go look at the hearse, you know, they pick out the coffin and the hearse and all that. And y'all, why the hearse has music piped into it so that it like shouts out into the streets when the hearse is coming down the street. And you guys, I have personally witnessed the hearse that has that music, and I'm gonna tell you what, that shit is ghetto. You trying to be at the funeral all, you know, sad and in your grief, and you rolling out with the music blasted out so that the kids can come up to the car and order like a 50-50 bar or something. And then when she was like, you know, we got to do something to make this funeral pop, and I was just like, huh? Like, who says the next day, like, that was a bomb ass funeral I went to last week? It was popping. Then after the funeral, and they were all graveside, and you know, Phaedra had her big moment to do her closing remarks, and she was, you know, she was just too upbeat. I was like, Phaedra, you need to bring that, you way too upbeat. You need to bring that down to a respectable, somber-like voice that the men at the, y'all been to the funerals, y'all hear them, they be like, we'd like to thank you very much for coming out to our funeral today. You know, they just be so serious, and I was just like, sometimes I just want to go up to the man and be like, loosen up, why you so somber? I know it's a funeral and all, but can you not sound like, you know, come on now. Y'all want to laugh? You want to laugh? You want to laugh? Y'all, nothing too much with Sheree. You know, she still has everybody's favorite fag hag Lawrence as her best friend. I hope I'm not going to get tired of looking at the gay man who is the best friends to the black girl who dresses like a woman who looks very much like a man trend. I'm over it. I like Lawrence. Don't Lawrence look like how Gary Coleman should have looked? Sheree is pissed because evidently she was over the off season when the show wasn't filming. Nene supposedly tried to backdoor her on a gig that she had. Evidently must have tried to call. I don't really even know what the event was or what it was that was in question, but evidently Sheree had been chosen to do something, and Nene got in touch with the people that was given the whatever it was and told them that she should be the one that they chose instead of Sheree. So during the show, Sheree wants to confront Nene. I like Sheree, y'all. I do. Me and Sheree been through ups and downs. The first couple of seasons, I didn't like her because she was all on that elitist trip that I told you guys that I cannot stand. And somewhere along the way, she decided to change her image, because that's what a lot of them do. If you guys watch back on these different reality shows, when you just get to be to the part where you the bitch and can't nobody stand you, they change your perception. They change everybody else's perception of you and present you a different way to the show. These shows have a lot of control over how the public feels about you. And Sheree was going down that real lonely highway of getting everybody to hate her, and they changed her up last season. So I like Sheree now, because she didn't finally just calm down. Sheree's hair be on point every season. Oh my God, that bitch hair be right, Nene. Y'all be trying with Nene. I do be trying. I try with Nene because I always liked Nene the first couple of seasons. You couldn't tell me no wrong about Nene. I'm all for Nene's come up. You know, Nene, we all could tell from the first season that she was a standout. She was going to be the one that did something more than everybody else. And like I said, I'm all for a come up. Nene has done the things to grow her career, and you know, we all remember what Nene looked like the first season. Really, all the way up to the third season, she was kind of wrong. I mean, that hair was never really right and all of that. So I feel good about Nene and the fact that she's been able to get that hair right. I'm glad that Nene's been able to get her money right. She's been able, you know, she looks good. She dresses good. You know, evidently she done got her living situation together and all of that. And hey, I am not mad. You know, even when she went to go buy, y'all, that Bryson. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Bryson daddy looked like. Anyway, she's buying a car for Bryson, who we all know Bryson is in and out of the news and in and out in trouble and all this stuff. So when she said he wasn't ready, I don't really know the particulars on Bryson and all that, but I have a feeling for people who just continuously protect the out of control and fucked up kids. But you can't tell people how to be with their kids or whatever. But even when she was buying him the car and she was able to pay cash for it, that has got to be a good feeling. I don't care if it was where she got the car from. That's got to be a good feeling to be able to write a check out and buy your child cash a car. Can't hate on that. Even when she said hi haters, I laughed. I was just like, go on girl, go on, do you. But what made me get aggravated with Nene was the argument. So when she and Sheree finally met up and talked about this whole situation of her trying to steal Sheree's gig, Nene denied it. Sheree and her got to talking back and forth about it. Sheree even called the people that was given whatever it was, and the man had him on speakerphone, and the man said specifically, no, Nene, I talked to you, because Nene was trying to say that it was her management that might have talked to him, and you know how you can always fall back on your management and say that they said something that you didn't tell them to say or whatever like that. So that's what she was trying to do. Well, the man got on the phone and the man was like, no, Nene, I talked to you directly. You talked to quite a few people in our company, and you were the one who was trying to get Sheree's gig. Now, this is when the shit gets big. This is when Nene does what Nene does best. Is she gets loud, she blows up. She likes to start yelling and screaming. She likes to distort the issue or cloud the issue so nobody can really know what's going on anymore. It's kind of like the old bait and switch. They got to arguing, and Nene got to the point where she was just like, you know what, bitch, her whole feeling was, I don't need this money. I don't need your little bit of money. I'm rich. And when she said that, I was like, oh, Nene, I be trying. Yeah, Nene, you doing really well for yourself, but rich? You don't have to really do a lot in Atlanta. I'm not really trying to hate. But you don't have to really do a whole lot in Atlanta to really be looking like you're living good, because real estate is not expensive here. And, stuff is less expensive here. So if you can get a job that can pay your bills and afford you a nice house, especially now with the way the market is, you could really be looking like you're doing something big, and really you just kind of doing average. You shouldn't have to be announcing that you rich to somebody. It's like, what did that got to do with you trying to steal my motherfucking gig, is what I'm trying to say. And when she said that, Sheree just went off and started talking about all kind of shit about her getting her car repossessed just recently, and her getting kicked out of houses. And when all that started up, Nene got the hell up and out of there, and which is so uncharacteristic of Nene. But Sheree was about to start throwing some of her dirt around, and to me, she kind of deserved it. It's like, why you guys just couldn't have a discussion about it? Like, I think that her defense mechanism is just to blow up like that, and then after the fact that she comes down, because once that whole big fight was over, she was crying, and she was telling Cynthia all the happy, and Cynthia was just like, and what Cynthia said had some truth to it. You have kind of gone up and moved up along the scale a little bit further than everybody else, and it might be a twinge of jealousy there. I still don't know if I believe that, but it could be. Just if we was really trying to be realistic about it, it could be some jealousy there. And but you can't go about your life thinking everybody is hating and jealous of you. Like, you just do what you got to do. You can't even look at it that way. It's just, I don't know. But she was so upset and crying about it. I was like, why are you doing all this crying and stuff now? You should have just talked about it when you had the chance to, instead of just telling somebody that you rich. Nene, who is the catalyst of the show, who is the show basically, I hope this season that somewhere along the line she gets some humility, because I think that we could all be glad for her come up if she could just be a little bit more humble about it. Like, nobody cares that you rich. You still a fucked up person. And that's the part that you gotta fix. It's like, you can get all the money that you want to be, and you can be just as rotten as I don't know what. Alright, you guys, so that's it. I know this video is long. I'm gonna edit out a whole bunch of stuff, but right now it's saying that I've done did 32 32 minutes. I don't know how long this video is, but I'm glad that you guys stuck with me. You guys remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel. This is my For It's Rocks channel, and I'm It's Rocks. I have my Twitter and my Facebook, which is at It's Rocks. And I have my makeup channel, which I'm still trying to get it together, y'all, and that's I'm Boxy Roxy. So remember all of that stuff, and y'all get up on it, okay? And that's it. I am going to go get me some lunch. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.